I would like argue that in some situations, negativity has been motivational for me.
Yeah.
Like I've said before, like you tell me I can't do something, or you tell me I won't do something, you tell me it's not possible. Like now I wanna prove it to myself, and I wanna prove you wrong.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, like he was saying too, like when I told him my pastor, he's like, see, you don't give yourself enough credit. And I was just like, yeah, that's true. Like we are our own worst enemies sometimes at times. And because we're our own worst enemies, sometimes that negative fuel holds us back from doing things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That we're capable of doing.
Gets like locked up, they get injured, they lose their job, they can't find one. Motherfuckers happy to go to work, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like me, how I haven't been able to run. I used to kind of complain too. I'm guilty of it where I'm like, I have to run. I have to run. I have to run.
Yeah.
And it wasn't every day, but you know, here and there it sucked.
Yeah.
And I complain about it even though I still did it. But now I'm like, man, I wish I could run.
Yeah.
Like I got to run. I didn't have to run. You know what I mean? It was like a privilege.
Yeah.
And you're acting like a bitch right now. What's up? I need you to get your head in the fucking game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, don't be a victim of your fucking emotions and your feelings. Like, we came here to do something. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
At the end of the day. What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Hope you guys are getting after it. Thank you guys for checking out the podcast. Hope you guys liked the last one. Shouts out to my mom for, you know what I mean, sharing her story with us. Actually, if you haven't yet, go check it out. And yeah, thank you guys for subscribing, liking, and motivating us to keep going. Because sometimes we don't want to do it. But yeah, as you can see, we got the Savage Squad. We're in the Savage Squad studio. Right here at the park again. We're about to get it in. We're gonna give you guys some tips and our point of view on how we look at negativity. So, and how we deal with it, and how we're continually dealing with it, right? So, how do you feel about negativity? How do you deal with that, Lupe?
I just usually try my best to avoid negativity, like people that are negative or situations that.
But like we all know, you can't. That's like unrealistic.
Yeah, I think it's all about like your mental state too.
Yeah.
Like how you are, like where your mind's at.
Yeah.
Some people get like easily influenced, so if they see one person is like being negative, they like feed off of it, and then now they're being negative too.
It's contagious.
Yeah, and then so on and so forth to the next person. So if I see someone's being negative, like I said, either try to cut the conversation,
Yeah.
or or walk away, or depending on who it is or what it is, or sometimes just like telling them, hey, you kind of be negative, like what's up with that?
Like, you all right or what? Because sometimes people got stuff going on, they don't realize.
Yeah.
Because we've all been negative, right?
Yeah.
We're human. You guys have all been negative. It's a part of being life. Like, you don't realize that sometimes we're being negative, and sometimes it's because we're projecting from other stuff.
Yeah.
From something else that happened or weight we got on our shoulders, and we don't realize that it's putting somebody else down.
Yeah.
So that's cool sometimes to ask other people, like, if they're being negative, hey, are you good, or you got something going on, or what's up, right?
Yeah.
What about yourself, Mom?
It sucks.
Alrighty then.
Negativity sucks.
Straight to the point. I like it. Down to business.
Why does it suck?
Because it sucks. Sometimes it sucks because it could be like you said, like sometimes when people don't realize when people are around you like that, it's draining.
Mm-hmm.
It could be draining. I don't know. That's
but
just my opinion.
it's perspective though, right?
I know, that's my opinion. It's just like that's just draining.
Because I would like argue that in some situations, negativity has been motivational for me.
Yeah.
Like I've said before, like you tell me I can't do something, or you tell me I won't do something, you tell me it's not possible. Like now I wanna prove it to myself, and I want to prove you wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And that's negative when someone tells you like, hey, it's not gonna work. The podcast's not gonna work. Hey, you're not gonna lose that weight.
Yeah.
You're already too old to be working out. You can't put on muscle because of your age. You heard that, right?
Yeah.
Guys after a certain age, whatever. Like, okay. I use that as negativity. I use that negativity as fuel to, like, the days I don't want to do something,
Yeah.
I do it. But then I guess there's different types of negativity, right?
Yeah.
But that's why I don't want to say it all sucks. And then the world we live in, there's negativity everywhere. And without it, there wouldn't be positivity. There wouldn't be positive. Because you got to have the balance. You got to have the rainy days to appreciate the sunny days. Right?
Yeah.
So why does it suck?
I just told you because to me it's like draining.
But so you're
sometimes.
saying so you agree with me.
I do agree where you're coming from.
But
yeah.
when you're in the moment, you don't see it like that, or it's different.
I think
or?
it just depends on the situation. To me, I don't think every situation is going to be like that.
Yeah.
No, but that's just my
So
opinion.
what do you do? How do you deal with negativity?
I'm still trying to figure it out.
Hey, honesty, I like it.
That's
Yeah.
just being honest. I'm not gonna sit here and put up a front. Like no, sometimes when people are negative, it does. Sometimes it does get to me, and I'm just like, damn, why people gotta be so negative? Or like, you know what? Why you gotta?
Contagious.
Yeah, like, or it messes up your energy. You know, like you were good, and then you hear somebody being negative, and then all of a sudden it just messes up your whole vibe.
Yeah.
But do you think then maybe your vibe wasn't really that strong to begin with, since it threw it off?
Yeah, maybe.
Because some people, you know what I mean.
No,
The
some
way-
people are negative.
But the way I see it, when your vibe is fucking,
Yeah.
when your vibe is genuine, you've been working on it, you've been putting in work, you feel a certain type of way, ain't nothing really gonna mess it up too much. Because it's
Yeah.
like, nah, I'm doing me. Like, I
Oh
feel
yeah,
good.
definitely. But I think that's why too, like we're all work in progress in different areas.
Yeah. What do you mean, different areas?
Yeah, whether it be negativity, fitness, eating, right, exercising, like we're all work in progress in different areas.
Yeah. And where do you feel like what about self-negativity? You struggle with that?
Oh yeah. I think sometimes we are our own worst enemy.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I think most of the negativity we have comes from ourselves.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know?
definitely. Because you can beat yourself up or not give yourself enough credit or you know what I mean? Or not think you're capable of this or capable of that or downplaying something when you're totally capable of doing something. Just as much as the next person.
Like yourself.
Yeah.
You had a test you had to do, right?
Yeah.
And you didn't think you were gonna do it. What are some of the stuff you tell yourself?
Well, I was telling
Or
myself,
you
well,
not
like,
even that you tell yourself, but you tell other people.
what do you mean?
Yeah, like you tell me, like, oh, I'm not gonna do it. I'm probably not gonna pass this test.
Oh, well, like, yeah,
because you tell
about the
yourself,
test, yeah.
but you tell other people as well.
I'm like, well, wish me luck because I don't even know if I could do this. Like, I haven't been in school since 1902.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's a long time.
That is a long time. Holy shit.
But, you know,
But
you just
think,
start like,
do you think that's negative self-talk?
oh, yeah. Yeah. Because like they say, be careful what you tell yourself because you start believing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, it definitely is. You know what I mean? Because instead of thinking like positive, like, come on, let's go do this. Like, I'm going to knock this out. I'm going to do my best. Like, you know what I mean? No, I was just like, well, I don't even know. Let's see how this goes.
Mm-hmm.
And I passed it. Yeah, I did. I shocked my dang self.
Yeah.
But,
And like I told you, I don't think you give yourself enough credit.
yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? And sometimes, like, we're our own worst enemies.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And sometimes people plant the seed, like a negative seed in like a thought in your brain, but then sometimes it's already there.
Yeah. It didn't take much to plant because it was already, it
That
was
seed-
already planted.
yeah.
Somebody just watered it
Exactly.
more.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It was already planted. It's just somebody went and put a little bit of water on it and then that didn't help. You know what I mean? Just goes from there.
Yeah.
Grows from there.
And one of the things I think too is like set boundaries.
Yeah.
Is one of the things you could do, set boundaries. You know, if somebody's always talking about the same bullshit. Well, we said it before. I think you said it on like 2 podcasts ago about venting. If they're venting about the same shit,
Oh,
not
yeah.
doing anything about it, that's
Yeah.
kind of, you know what I mean? Like, like, hey, you know, I don't want to hear about that shit no more.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing about it?
Yeah.
Oh, I say that too. I say, hey, let's not talk problems. Let's talk solutions.
Yeah.
Why do I want to sit here and talk about your financial problems all day? How you don't got money, how it's so hard, how everything's expensive, how you lost your job, all this stuff. Like, no, let's talk about what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how
Yeah.
we're gonna fix it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you keep talking about a problem is not gonna find a solution.
Yeah.
You gotta work on the solution to solve the problem. You know?
No, yeah, for
What,
sure.
what about you? You have any negative self-talk? Well, I'm pretty sure we all have it. So
Yes, but I think at this point, like my age and also like kind of I guess my mental, like where I'm at in my mental state, I'm pretty good about trying to like shake it off, like especially that self-talk, like that self negativity, like, oh, I can't do it, or oh man, maybe I shouldn't do it, because like at the end of the day, like you said, either you do it or you don't, you're gonna be right. Like whatever you tell yourself, you're gonna be right.
yeah.
I can't do it, then you're gonna psych yourself out. Like
Like they say, you can do it. If you tell yourself you can't, then you can't.
yeah.
Tell yourself you
already
could.
set up yourself
Yeah,
up
if
for
you tell yourself
failure.
you can, then you can.
Yeah, so for me, it's like, well, I mean, what's the worst, like for a test, for example, like, what's the worst thing that can happen? I felt
Yeah.
like I'm stuck exactly where I'm at.
Yeah.
You know, I
But
might as
then
well
it-
get might as well
but
fucking
Well,
you
the
get one.
worst thing is not even trying.
Yeah, exactly. Like I
Yeah.
said, worst case is I failed that test, but I gave it a shot. You know,
But
like,
Yeah.
then you know, like
Yeah.
she was talking about, if you fail it, then you know what to prepare for next time. You know what's on there for next
Yeah.
time. So
You
it's
have an
still it's
idea.
still not the worst. The worst is not taking it. The
Yeah.
worst
Yeah.
is not taking that leap.
that's what I said. What's the worst that happens?
Yeah.
Like fucking fail it and then do it again. Like
Yeah.
that's like the worst case. I'm stuck exactly where I'm at.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's a lot of people. They're scared because they're gonna fail, but it's like, you know, you got to try
You
it.
don't know if you don't
Yeah.
try.
Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah.
Like, what do you know? Maybe you knew all these answers, but you were just psyching yourself out, which I've seen, like, for people, like, oh, I don't want to take this test.
Or
like,
did other people psych them out?
yeah,
Like, are you sure you're gonna take that test? It's kind of, how many questions is it? Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to do that. Well, good luck to you.
yeah,
And that energy's kind of like, then you start thinking, well, man, maybe I shouldn't take it. I don't know if I could pass it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had somebody tell me like, oh, well, it's gonna be
With this
timed. It's
test?
only 8 minutes, and I'm like, it's timed. It's 30 questions, 8 minutes. 8 minutes? Dang, that's not even a lot. 30 questions? Like, dang, is that? Well, hopefully it's enough time. Well, I hope it's enough time too. The way I'm set up, you know. But I was like, even when I was doing it though, I was just like, I was looking at the time because I wanted to be more aware of, like, you know, pace myself. But then I was just like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, let's just get this done and over with. We got this. Let's just do it. Do what you know. And then even the advisor that I was talking to before I took the test the day before, she was even telling me, like, you got this. Don't worry about it. Like, just do the test. Worst case scenario, you don't pass, you retake it.
yeah,
And I'm like, oh, okay, I have an option of retaking it. I didn't know how it worked. And she's like, yeah, worst case scenario, if you don't pass it, you just retake it.
yeah,
And I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, you'll do good. Don't pay attention. And if you don't know an answer to something, 50-50 chance, just guess rather than leaving it blank. And I'm like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? But then when I did it, I was like, oh, shoot. Like, I know this. Like, I know that. And I'm like, when I got to some of the questions, I was like, oh, shoot, I know that. I know that. Or math problem. I figured it out. And I was like, oh, I know this. I know how to get this. So, and then afterwards, I was like, okay, now wait for the results. Okay.
Wait, so did you pass?
Yeah. And I passed it. And then I got my email or my text message saying, congratulations, you did amazing on the test, you passed it.
Okay, that's cool.
And I was like, oh, shoot, dang. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I was just like, oh, okay. And yeah, like he was saying too, like when I told him I passed it, he's like, see, you don't give yourself enough credit. And I was just like, yeah, that's true. Like, we are our own worst enemies sometimes at times. And because we're our own worst enemies, sometimes that fuel, that negative fuel holds us back from doing things.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That we're capable of doing, which is not good.
yeah,
Definitely not good.
And like that person that told you that, why do you think they were telling you that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
like,
well, not-
why do you think people are negative? Why do you think we're negative? Because I almost
Yeah.
want to say people, because I'm fucking negative at times too, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I'm a lot better than I used to be, but us as people, why do you think we're negative at times?
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think maybe just because they're just probably maybe being, I think maybe some people are aware of it, and then other people, I just think like, dang, like what? Like, they're trying to be more realist about it. Like, dang, 8 minutes, like, well, that's fast. Like, that's going to go fast. Yeah, it does go fast. But you know what I mean? But that's not what you want to hear when you're taking a test. You know, you don't want to hear, like, 8 minutes, like, don't worry, you'll get it. You just do your best. You know what I mean? Sometimes I don't think it's intentional, but then there's other times where negativity is intentional. But like how Lupe was saying, is discovering the differences between the two.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, negativity that's constructive, and negativity that's just malicious.
I don't think it's malicious. I think what it is it's from their own insecurities.
No, there's some people
Yeah.
that are negative, like
No, yeah,
maliciously.
in that situation though, I meant.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Like
no.
when someone
Yeah.
says, I don't know if you could do that. I don't know if that's gonna work, or I don't know how you're gonna fix this, or I don't know how this business that you're starting is gonna take off. I don't know if this investment you're doing, I don't know if it's a good idea. Sometimes just their own insecurities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
You
But
know?
sometimes they don't know.
I mean, I feel like those malicious people who are negative, that's like a kind of an obvious, right?
Sometimes.
Because somebody who told her the whole, I don't know, that's 8 seconds, I don't know, that's probably somebody who's close to her, who
Yeah.
cares about her, who does want her to succeed, but there's like, I can't do that. I don't know how she's gonna do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, I
yeah,
feel
yeah,
like when
definitely.
someone is
I don't
malicious,
think it was,
when-
that was being intentional.
when somebody
like-
is malicious, negative, did I say it right? Negativity.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll just leave it right there. To me, it's more obvious.
Yeah.
It's way more obvious, and it usually
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
come from people that you're cool with. Usually comes from work associates or your neighbor or a friend of a friend, somebody that
Acquaintances
you're
or
not
somebody.
really cool with. Yeah.
Yeah.
A
Or
comment online,
in-laws or
somebody
something like
on
that.
YouTube or somebody you're not close to.
Yeah.
To me, that's where that negativity comes in. So how do you distinguish the differences?
Like if someone's being like,
Constructive or their own insecurities or maliciously?
I stop and listen.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds kind of simple, right? But sometimes people don't stop and listen to like the person. They hear them, and but they're not processing, so they just don't pay attention to how the person's coming off or what they're like. They don't read between what they're saying, you know. Like sometimes, like you said, some people are malicious, but if you don't pay attention, sometimes you don't know. Like, you don't know they're being malicious. Like, oh man, I don't know, maybe you won't pass that. You know, like, and you think they're just saying that, like, or you know, maybe it is a hard test, but they're just trying to psych you out. You know, just because they failed that test and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, it probably is a hard test, or oh yeah, maybe you shouldn't do that because it is hard. But like I said, sometimes not even their insecurity. Sometimes it's just that they just don't want to see you get further.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody's rooting for you till you actually get farther than them. You know, so you gotta like just be mindful and like listen to how people are coming off at you. You know, I know you said sometimes it's not the people that are like close to you, but sometimes it is the people that are close to you.
Yeah.
And those are I'm pretty sure we talked about this. Sometimes those are the harder ones that like, it's harder to like interpret it, because you think they're watching out for you, but sometimes it's like
They're
like you
really
said,
not.
it's their insecurities.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know. I've seen people where like their own family members are psyching them out on like, I don't know, like you said, a test, and I'm like, why are you? Well, it's because they told my family told me this and that, and I'm like, that sounds kind of stupid. Like,
Yeah.
like it sounds like they're being negative for no reason, like, or you know, and then it's just because they're just that's how they are, like, but that person isn't aware.
Yeah.
They just, because like you said, it's their family, they assume that they're not being malicious or they're not being negative, like towards them, like in a negative
In a bad way.
Yeah, in a bad way.
It's
Yeah.
funny too because like somebody when it comes to their family, say like their parents, right?
Yeah.
It could come from a place of love. Let's say somebody were to say, I'm gonna quit my job, I'm gonna take my life savings and I'm gonna invest in X, whatever that may
Yeah.
be. And the parent is just like, no, that's the worst idea you could do. That's not gonna work. Play it safe. Do the 401k retirement thing. Do the 4 hours a week, whatever. Like, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
They're telling you out of place out of love.
Yeah.
They're telling you out of like, I want the best for you. I want you to play it safe.
Yeah.
Not that they maybe I guess they don't believe in you, or maybe it's not even that. It's just that they're scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you gotta look like they're not doing it negatively or maliciously. Can't even fucking talk today, right?
Yeah.
But it's coming from a place like how you said last time on one of the other podcasts. Where's it coming from?
Yeah.
That's coming from a place of love. They just don't see the vision, and you got to
Yeah.
learn to accept that. Sometimes people aren't gonna see it, or have the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Drive that you have, the same vision you have.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be.
But like you said, it's like you have to learn and like to stop and listen to why, or like process why
Yeah.
they're being that way.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like you said, it's that place out of love, or
Yeah.
it's because I don't want to see you struggle later. And
Yeah.
that's the difference right there. Like I said, you have to make sure you're listening and you're trying to see where that person's coming from. And I don't know. I think sometimes like just that's how they're raised.
Well, it's a different generation.
I've seen people that it seems like that's just how they're raised.
A lot of people, the old school is like play it safe.
yeah.
Play it safe. Don't you know what I mean? Don't do nothing out the ordinary. Work a 9 to 5. Be regular.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's good.
Yeah.
But now I feel like the younger generation, especially with social media, everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. Everybody wants to have their own business, side hustle, which is great. But sometimes the older generation doesn't fully understand it.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Could be.
What do you think?
Yes. Yeah. No. I for the most part, yeah. Because we back in the days, we were raised on that whole, like you said, the 8 to 5. You get your, what is it? Your what do you call it? Retirement. You do all that stuff. You save up for your pension or retirement, and then you retire.
Retire,
and then,
get Social Security, retire.
yeah, that's your, I guess, life process or
You
whatever.
put your time in.
Yeah,
Put your
yeah,
time in
and then you
somewhere
retire
and-
at some point. As where like now, people are like interacting with other people and socializing with other people, and they realize that there's other options instead of just that 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And that's when, like you said, that sometimes the older generation will like critique you and be negative towards you, or just have some type of like feel some type of way,
Yeah.
especially when they see that you are being successful. You know, and like I said earlier, like I said, a lot of the times everyone's rooting for you till you are successful, or till you are like proving a point, like, oh damn, they were right, like, you know. Then it's like, maybe you should stop now because you're going. That's too much. Like he says, everyone always tells him it's too much.
Yeah.
Well, oh man, maybe you should, you know,
Well,
do
yeah,
one podcast a month instead.
Because at first they laugh at you,
Yeah,
or they don't take you serious, like with your diet, working out, podcast, reading, whatever, the way you talk, whatever you're trying to do, right? Let's say if I try to learn a second language, motherfuckers might make fun of me because I don't know how to pronounce the words.
yeah,
A year passes, 2 years passes, then I'm going to a Chinese restaurant ordering in Chinese. And
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit. They look at you different.
yeah,
It's like, yeah, now you believe it, but before you're making fun of me.
yeah. No, but,
Before you were being
yeah,
negative.
Yeah.
But now, you know what I mean?
No, but like I said, some people will support you. Like I said, like for example, let's just say you're at a job and you're both the same, right?
Uh-huh.
And then there's a position open.
Yeah.
You know, whatever, managerial or something up.
Yeah.
Then you go and you apply for that spot and you get that spot. That person that was rooting for you all of a sudden changes up. Now they have nothing but negative stuff to say about you.
That or they didn't change up. They were just faking it.
Or like I said,
It
yeah,
was not, those feelings were never genuine. It was just what, wolves in sheep clothing.
yeah, like I said, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like, sometimes it's just people will switch up when they like you get somewhere else they didn't. But you're at the same level. It's like, oh, we're the same, like, you know. But then
Wish you nothing but the best.
Yeah, wish you nothing but the best.
too.
Yeah.
And then
and
one
then
gets it and one don't.
one,
And then all of a sudden
stops
somebody-
wishing and acting. You know what I'm saying? And then
Somebody starts feeling some type of way.
yeah, because everyone wishes for the best, but not everybody acts on the best.
ever since you got that position, ever since he got that position, he's been acting different.
Yeah,
Oh, you think you're better than us now?
yeah, and it's like you're like, what? Like, it's just the people are negative because you did something more that they didn't do,
Yeah.
or they didn't take upon themselves to do all that extra step further. So now they're all like finding a reason to like knock you down.
Yeah.
That's what I think a lot of the times happens. And then I don't know. You see a lot of negative people at work though. Like
That's why it's like we can't run from it, bro. It's a part of life.
Not off.
And that's why I think positivity is like kind of overrated too, because you need negativity. I use that shit as fuel, bro, for different situations, right? People are gonna eat, and then even at work, people are negative. A lot of people are fucking negative at work, actually. Even if it's about something dumb, about something like the weather, right?
yeah,
They just like, you just hear people complain all fucking day about something. We live in California. We got like the best fucking weather in the country, right? Other
Yeah.
than Florida, probably.
oh no, they got hurricanes.
Well, still, but we got probably some of the best
Yeah.
weather. And
No,
you hear
yeah.
people still complain about it, or they complain about minor stuff.
Yeah, no, like some people just mope around though. That's the thing though. Like their negativity isn't even like it's just just the way they are.
They're miserable with life.
Yeah, like this is the way they are. Like you can feel like that the sunshine being sucked out of them. Like it's just it's like what's wrong with you? Like
Well, they're
Yeah.
miserable in life.
yeah, like one day I remember I told someone good morning, and most people say oh good morning back. Nah, this motherfucker came back and said what's so fucking good about it?
Oh, I've had somebody do that.
I was
to
like,
me.
well, you're
I'm
not
like,
dead.
alrighty
I'm like,
then.
you're not dead and you got a job. Let's just start with that. He just looked at me like, what the fuck? I was like, well, you're not dead and you have a job. Let's start with that. We'll go from there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and like that little stuff like that, like when you wake up and it's like, oh, fuck, another day.
What does a lot of people say? I have to go to work instead of saying I get to go to work.
Yeah, like little.
And we've said it before. You don't realize what you have until it's taken from you.
Yeah.
You know, somebody gets like locked up, they get injured, they lose their job, they can't find one. Motherfucker's happy to go to work, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's like me, how I haven't been able to run. I used to kind of complain too. I'm guilty of it where I'm like, I have to run. I have to run. I have to run.
yeah,
And it wasn't every day, but here and there, it sucks.
yeah,
And I complain about it even though I still did it. But now I'm like, man, I wish I could run.
yeah,
Like, I got to run. I didn't have to run. You know what I mean? It was like a privilege.
yeah,
And a lot of people around us in society, they take shit for granted.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like I said. But that's one of the things that like I try to look for when like just how people are talking. Like that's the people that I'll talk to. Like how like if they're being negative or just how they're like just talking, conversating. And it's like, why the fuck are you here? Like, why are you so negative?
Why are you even talking?
Yeah, like
Like,
you're
just
just
shut
saying
up.
yeah, you're just saying negative. You're just negative after negative. Like when are you gonna say something positive?
Yeah.
And it's like those are the people I stray away from you know, because there's no point like for me to try to sometimes correct their negativity if they don't want it to be, you know.
Yeah, it's not your duty.
Yes,
to
yeah,
be,
corrected,
to,
you know?
to be their ray of sunshine.
Yeah,
and
especially
change
if
their
that's
perspective.
yeah, eventually that's how
Yeah.
they are. But in retrospect, there sometimes when I see people like that I know aren't negative naturally having like a negative day,
A down day or
a
something.
down day
yeah.
or something, I do try to encourage them, or I don't know, crack a joke or
Oh,
something.
because somebody who's not normally like that.
That's
Yeah.
not a character from.
Yeah, so because I try to be positive, you know, or if a day's going bad at work, because we all know there's sometimes when everything's falling apart at work, like, you know, I try to be positive, you know, like try to keep sometimes, and you know how I am, joking around the
I ain't go
stupidest
to
shit.
my job.
I ain't joking about the
See,
dumbest
come on
stuff.
my-
Yeah.
Yeah, like I be joking around like the
Yeah.
dumbest thing sometimes, but like sometimes it's just me trying not to be negative, because
Yeah.
if we're on the same negative boat, we're all on it, like it's just gonna be a miserable
Everybody's
day.
screwed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a miserable day. But if you can be that positive person to, you know, to that one, you know, to the negative moment, sometimes that's all you need. And or even like I see people applying for like doubting themselves to apply for jobs, and I've seen that a lot recently. I don't know why. Where that I know that person is like qualified, and I work with them every day, and I'll be like, oh man, like they don't want to apply because they don't think they're good enough. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you're like the best person at this that I've ever met. Like, why are you not applying?
Yeah.
I don't think I can do it, or I can't do this, or I can't pass the test. I'm like, well, fucking take the test again if you fail. Like, but don't stay where you're at just because you're doubting yourself. Like, you know, do something about it. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe you're right. Like, no, I'm like, no, I know I'm right, because I'm telling you, like, I'm working with you. I see you, you know, and that type of positivity sometimes goes a long way.
Yeah.
Especially, like I said, when it's sometimes at work, people don't actually like compliment you or give you positivity. You know, like no one says, thanks Sherry for doing that today, or hey Robert, I know that wasn't in your job, but good looking out, man, I appreciate it. And you're just that little bit of like that little compliment, your recognition is like, oh shit, like someone notices the little stuff I do.
Yeah.
It doesn't always have to be you repainted, you know, the whole fucking building. Sometimes it's that little piece of trash you picked up that was, you know, visually that curb appeal, you know, little stuff like that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like little stuff like that like no one recognizes you for. Like say, I try to do something like that. Like even though it's not my job, but I feel like if you're positive like that with people, it makes the environment a lot better. And sometimes, like I said, it just changes the dynamic of things. I don't know. It's just maybe me being too positive. But I rather try to think that way than, like I said, just go with the flow. And it's like, yeah, man, this day's fucked. This day's fucked. Yeah,
We're screwed today.
Yeah, we're screwed. We're fucking.
You're right.
But I mean,
Downhill from here.
yeah, but in retrospect, I do, like when everyone's having a negative day like that, I'll be like, yep, nope, we're all done. Nope, it is a bad day. And everyone just like starts laughing because they didn't want to say it, and that just changes again the dynamics. You get something out of people.
Yeah.
You bring I don't know, find the positivity in the negativity. Yes, they is fucked, but it could be more fucked. You know?
Yeah.
And people don't think about it that way. And people are also, I think, negativity like is how do you say it? Like it just it's a progression stopper. It's just always stops your progression.
Yeah.
Or other people's progressions, like, you know? And you have to be mindful when you're being negative. And that's hard. I think that's really hard. Because if you're having a bad day, you don't realize sometimes you're being negative.
Yeah.
Like, just the way you walk, the way you talk, like...
Your whole mood.
Yeah, your whole
aura.
mood. Yeah. Yeah, like, just
Your
your
body posture.
Yeah, your body posture. Like, you're slouching, you're not, straight, you're not
The
as...
tone of your voice, how you're talking.
Yeah, it's like if you're drunk, like slurring, like you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But you're just negative. You're being like, you have to catch yourself on that, and that's hard when it's you, especially when like shit's not going your way.
Yeah.
And everybody's, like you said, everyone's victim of being negative at some point, but you have to make the choice of whether you're gonna stay in that negative mindset or switch over to a positive mindset. And no one can change that except for yourself. You have to learn that you have to change that for yourself. Because I can be positive for you all day, but if you're not willing to put in that effort and be like, oh yeah, you know what, it's not that bad of a situation, then no one's gonna be able to get you out of the situation.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's your mind. I can't, I can only give you knowledge and information, maybe good positivity, but it's your job to receive it and, put it to good use.
That's why it's so important to have like a strong mindset, because that's the one thing that you're gonna have with you all the time.
Yeah.
While you're here on this earth,
Yeah.
nobody's gonna take it from you, whether you're locked up. I mean, unless you get sick and something happens, right? But
Yeah.
at that point, it doesn't really matter. But whether you lose your job, whether you're homeless, whether everybody in your family gets in a car accident, whatever it may be, like your friends might betray you, whatever it may be, you get locked up. your mindset and your mind being able to like flip that switch,
Yeah.
or being able to catch yourself,
Yeah.
like that's invaluable right there.
Yeah, because like I've met people that like are like really well off and they're like negative, like, and then I've also met people that are like homeless and they're happy as shit.
Yep.
I'm like, what, you know, what? Why can't that person that has it all be happy, but the person that wishes they had more is okay, is happy with what they have because they're happy to have something, you know? And it's like I see it all the time. Like I'm just like with homeless people. Like some of them are like not homeless by choice, just bad situations, but they're still making the best out of it, you know? They're still trying, and then there's people that are like well off, or you know, we're born in the right family or whatever you want to say, and it's
They're killing themselves at their job to live in that big ass house, drive that nice ass car,
Yeah,
have all the fancy stuff. They're like killing themselves where it's like they're miserable.
yeah, and they're like negative, like, you know, just negative, and then they're negative with other people, and then again it's just a cycle. It's just you know, I don't know. Negativity is a big
I
subject.
think
for
one
me.
of the things you said is important too is like accepting that some people are just fucking negative.
Yeah,
And you can't do nothing about it. You don't try to change them. Don't try to, you know what I mean? Because sometimes it's just wasting energy. You're trying to bring them up when they don't want to be brought up.
yeah,
It's always
You're
going to be.
draining
It's always going to
yourself
be
out.
easier for them to bring you down
Yeah.
than for you to pick them up when they don't want to be picked up.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's always going to be easier like that. So you got to realize, like, you know what? Some people, they just want to have their head in the gutter. They just want to be miserable. They're just miserable, and they want everybody around them to be miserable. So you just got to realize that. Realize it, accept it. Don't try to question, well, why are you like this? Well, I can help. You know what I mean? Some people just let them be.
yeah.
Because that shit's contagious.
Yeah, it is. Just walk
Right?
away. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you guys see, like, sometimes you walk into work and there's that person, they barely started and they're already complaining about something, and they're already like, oh, like, you know, bitching to somebody, and you're just like, oh my God, here we go again. Like, they hasn't even started, but yet you already have a bunch of negative stuff to
It's
say.
too early.
Yeah, and isn't that kind of like it's annoying? Is like it brings
It's unattractive.
it's unattractive.
You don't want to be around that person.
Yeah, it brings you kind of your energy a little down. Like I said, you feel it. Like you're like, oh shit, like damn. Like, they hasn't even started. We're like 10 minutes into work and shit. Calm the fuck down, Robert. Like what? You know.
Coffee.
Yeah.
So it's like relax. Like, or some people like how do you say it? Like like they'll be in. How do you say it? Like their negativity stays longer than it should. Like they'll get into an argument with something about something, or with someone, or have a bad day, and okay, it was that day. We're good, chill out, like fine, you live that moment. But the next day, they pick up again, and again the next day, and you're like, bro, that shit happened like a month ago. Why you still be
Yeah.
negative about it? Like, chill out. Like, it wasn't that deep, man. Like, it wasn't that like, you
Wasn't
know.
that serious?
Not even a day. Sometimes like hey, 30 minutes. All right, we all get heated. We all get down. We all get pissed off, or whatever it may be. But like, all right, you know what? It's not even worth it. Like,
Yeah, or
Yeah.
like I said, or that, or like I said, their own like self doubts, like their own negativity in themselves. Like, okay, fine, I think it is normal to sometimes have self doubt, but it's not normal to stay stuck on your self doubt, like on that negative mindset. Like it's normal sometimes to be like, maybe I shouldn't,
That's where you got to take the action.
and that's
like,
where you got to take the action to snap out of it and
or take the action to do it. Like,
Yeah.
let's see if I can do it.
Yeah,
Let's
like-
see if I can pass that test. Like,
Yeah.
you're doubting yourself. Well, there's only one way to know if you can.
yeah,
Take a fucking
like,
step forward.
Yeah, or like I said, like
Yeah.
no, even if like I said, just snap out of it, because some people don't snap out of it. They stay there and they stay there and they
But to me, that's what I'm saying. To me, that's the way to snap out of it, is to eliminate that doubt. Can you do it or can you not?
Yeah, and
It's
like
to take
in that
action.
situation,
Apply for the job.
in that situation,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah, in that situation, etc. So, and it's just
Don't ignore
it's
the
hard.
doubt. Don't ignore the doubt. It's there for a reason.
Yeah,
But like, see if you can do it or not.
yeah.
Don't be scared of it. Don't be running from it.
But like I said, that's where like I said, a lot of people don't snap out of it. They just
Yeah.
stay there. They dwell on it and like linger, and then a day turns into a month.
I was
or-
talking to somebody, and we're talking about like weighing yourself when you're trying to lose weight, weighing yourself on a scale.
Yeah,
And they were saying that they didn't like to do it because when the number's not continuously going down, or if it's stuck, or if it goes up, then it negatively affects them. It brings their whole thing, the whole vibe down. What?
somebody's fucking cooking fried chicken.
Then it negatively affects them. You know what I mean? Like, then they might fall off. They might say, "Screw it, I'm not losing no weight. I might as well just eat all dirty." Right?
Yeah.
And it's negative for them, so they don't weigh themselves.
Yeah.
But then I told them, I was like, well, that kind of doesn't make no sense. Because, like, it is kind of negative because you feel like shit. You're not hitting the goal you want to get. You feel like you messed up, right? But the way I see it is like, all right, time to tighten up. I did mess up.
Yeah.
But because I'm tracking it, now I know that I messed up let me get back to
Yeah.
making my meals or eliminating X foods, whatever it may be that messed me up. You know what I mean? Or I
Yeah.
did miss the gym a couple times this week. Man, I messed up, but let me make up for it next week and still keep tracking it. Because if you're just
Yeah.
avoiding that negative, like that's what I'm saying. Where I say use it as fuel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just
yeah.
thought that was interesting.
Yeah, no, yeah, like you were saying, like that whole they don't like they get stuck, like so they get stuck because they see that weight or that number and then they get stuck on it and that's
But
it.
it's like, what are you gonna do about it?
But yeah, and then for some people they said that's why we're here. That's why we're trying to get them.
Yeah, we're trying to tell them. You know
tell
what
them
I
why
mean?
they're here. Yeah, so that you got to snap out of that shit. Stop. I don't know. Stop being weak.
Yeah.
Stop being weak. You have to snap out of it because no one's gonna do it for you. No one's
Well,
gonna.
no one can.
No,
Even
yeah.
if they wanted to. Your mom can't do it for you. Your dad can't do it for you. Your brothers, your boss. Nobody
Yeah.
can do it for you.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the fucking day. But yeah, negativity. For me personally, it's funny because a lot of people that know me today, they think I'm positive, which I try to be. Right? I try to be optimistic, look at the best in life,
Yeah.
but still be a realist. You know what I mean? But try to look at the best.
Yeah.
The best things. Like even when it's we're in California, it's hot as fuck. I'm like, hey, it could be worse.
You could be in Arizona.
You know what I mean?
Or, you
Or
know,
like
or
I,
Las Vegas. Yeah.
at least my truck has AC and I'm not walking. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
like whatever minor thing it is, like I try to be like look at the positive of things like you were saying. But I wasn't always like that. Like before the weight loss, before this mindset shift, before anything, like I was the worst, bro. I would put myself down. Like that's why every time I'm saying all this, that's where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Because people might see me now, might know me, they might watch the podcast. So like, oh, well, he has a strong mindset. He has a savage mindset, so it's different. He's built different. Like, no, I built myself different over a lot of fucking like blacksmithing. You got to beat on that shit, beat on it until, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Heat it up and then beat on it some more.
Yeah.
That's how you got to do with your mindset. And it's gonna hurt. You're gonna mess up. You're gonna stack off. I still, you know what I mean? I still get negative at times,
Yeah.
but it's far and few in between. But I was the worst. I would talk myself so fucking down, like, man, it's fucking crazy. I don't know if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, I can't do this, I can't do that. And it's like, now I'm like, fuck that. I catch myself.
Yeah.
I catch myself and like, fuck that. Remove.
Yeah.
Remove. I can't
Whoa.
from my vocabulary.
Yeah.
Even when people
Can't
around me
even say it. See, you removed it.
ain't no shit, huh? Even when people around me say I can't, like, wait, what you mean you can't? Don't say you can't. Say you don't want to. Say you don't feel like it. Say it's not for you. Say what. Don't say you can't.
Yeah.
Say you're too fucking lazy to do it. Say you don't want it bad enough. But don't fucking say you can't do it. Because that's just bullshit. And I don't like hearing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because why the fuck am I going to hear you say you can't when you can? So I gotta correct that. And then, you know, most people are just like, yeah, I know you can't. They just go along with it.
Wow. Yeah. They don't mean it.
Huh?
Yeah, they go along. Yeah.
Yeah. They just, like, if somebody's been negative, you kind of, a good friend would check them on it.
Yeah.
Even if it's like the way you said, hey, what's up? Everything cool or what? Like, everything all right? You seem kind of tense. Like, you good?
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Or if it's like, hey, you're acting like a bitch right now. What's up with you? That's my way. But
No, yeah.
everybody has different
Yeah.
ways.
Everyone's just, yeah.
Just say, hey,
yeah.
you're acting like a bitch right
Yeah.
now. What's up? I need you to get your head in the fucking game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, don't be a victim of your fucking emotions and your feelings. Like, we came here to do something. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was just thinking of a fucking stupid situation because I remember we were talking about like situations where like the situations that you can't control and you have to learn how to keep your cool, I guess, or your positive mindset. So just laughing.
Talking about the coworker?
No. When I was younger, my car. I was supposed to get to work, and but I had a car.
Side note.
No. Yeah. So we had to get to work. So and my car broke down because I only had one car. That was when I was younger, and I was the
I
person.
don't got that problem.
Yeah, the person I was with was like, oh, like their whole fucking mood changed, the whole dynamic. They were hyped. We were gonna like go in our car and bump music, whatever. They were all hyped, and then the mood changed. Car broke down. Fucking mood changed. Like, how the fuck we gonna get to work? All fucking negative and shit. I was like, well, fucking take the bus. Like, what the fuck? They're like, nah, but like now we don't have a car. I'm like, bro, like relax. Why are you fucking being negative right now? We can still get to work.
Yeah.
It's just not how you want to get to work.
Not how we normally get to work.
Yeah, and they're like, well, do we have enough money for the bus? And I'm like, well, fucking take the bikes. Relax. Like, why the fuck are you like so, like, yes, the car broke down. Yes, we need the car, but there's always something we can do.
You're right here creating solutions, and he's giving you problems towards that.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm
he's
like,
tearing
bro.
them
I
all
was
down.
like, he's like, nah, we're late. I'm like, okay, would they rather us be fucking late or us not show up? Oh fuck. Well, I'm like, dude, just fucking chill the fuck out. Like, you ever let me see what the fuck's wrong with the car? But you're already,
might be fixable.
yeah, you're already being so fucking. I told him you're being fucking negative. Like you need to breathe, bro. Like chillax, you know. And it's like, nah, but I was like, dude, first of all, it's not your car, so I don't know why the fuck you're mad. It's my car. Second of all, like we could take the
He's
bus.
saying we don't got a car. You never had a car.
Yeah, I was like, we could take the. We could take the.
Because he
fucking-
knows now he don't got ride.
Yeah, we could take the fucking bus, and if not, like we could fucking walk.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a long ass walk, or take our bikes or something. You know, I was like, you just because that situation was bad, it didn't mean it didn't have
have
to
any
change
other
the whole.
options.
Yeah,
Doesn't
we
have to
ended up
let
taking
it-
the bus and had the best fucking time. You know, like to work. It was a cool story. I was out there chilling. You know, listening to my headphones. I had a chauffeur driving me. You know what I'm saying? But people don't see it that way. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people are like, "Oh, the bus," and it's like, bro, like, yeah, it's the bus, but I got where I had to go. You know, don't be like. That's why I was laughing because of the situation. I was like,
Do you think you've always had that mindset? You think it's because due to like your upbringing?
I just think that I've had a lot of struggles like growing up where like sometimes I had to find different solutions for different problems.
Yeah.
So I just turned into being like kind of like that, cause like it's like yeah my car broke okay fine like the other day I had to drop off a car, but I had nobody to take me, like to where I had to go, so everybody was busy and the people that weren't couldn't, you know, whatever, they're just busy, and I was like, well, I didn't want that to stop me, so instead of being like upset and negative, I was like, well, man, you know what, fuck this, I'm just gonna go drop the car off, and I just take the bus back. They're like, so then I told them, I was like, they're like, why? That's far. Like, just wait till we get out. I'm like, well, there's a fucking bus. It's not that big of a fucking deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're sure as shit. I just like I did back in the days. I fucking had my backpack on, took my headphones and you know my stuff, and drove where I had to go, took the bus ride back.
It could have even been relaxing for you because you don't have to worry about the drive.
The
right?
driving part.
You could be like,
traffic and all
because you
that.
could be like in your thoughts, just thinking about
Yeah,
stuff or whatever.
yeah, but like I said, for me, like I said, that's kind of like my upbringing, where like sometimes I just had to like, I guess augment. Like, I used to take the bus from Fontana all the way to fucking downtown LA, like, so for me, just because I don't have a car or because I didn't have, you know, an extra person doesn't mean that's gonna stop me from doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
But again, it took, like I said, a bunch of stuff happening in my life to be able to think that way, because someone again doesn't have a car, that they're like, ah, the whole world's dead.
Yeah.
Like, they stop, drop, and cry. And it's
Yeah.
like, bro, why are you crying? Go take the bus. Or now they have Uber and shit, so that's, you know, something else they can do. But
In privacy, you're in your own little car with your own little driver.
yeah, that's all.
Instead of being in a bus with a bunch of
I know.
weirdos.
Yeah, I mean, they're in Pomona, downtown Pomona. That's probably where like it's always sketchy. But you know, like I said, that's how I grew up, trying to figure out sometimes that you have to do something else.
Yeah.
You know, like I know there's people out there that are always trying to find a way to fix their solutions. I mean, their problems.
Problem solvers?
Yeah, instead of dwelling and staying where they're at. So like I said, I wasn't. I don't think I was always like that.
Yeah.
But like I said, growing up, like I said, unfortunate situations led me to have to always like try different things.
I keep laughing because I just think your dad. Because that's one thing I admire about him. And at times it's irritating, or a couple times it was irritating because, you know what I mean? Like, he makes a joke out of a situation
It's not funny.
that's not funny
At
to
the
you.
moment.
It's not funny to you.
Yeah.
It's not funny
Yeah.
to you, but he has like that energy, and he has a joke, and like the energy, a laugh, and he'll say something funny where you just can't help but you laugh, and you're just like, fuck, this fucking guy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and it's like, I admire that because I'm like, fuck, that's fucking funny. Like, you need somebody around you like that.
No, you fucking love and hate my
Like,
uncle then.
Yeah.
He's like 10 times worse than my
Yeah,
dad.
and then that time it was worse because it was you and your dad, both you guys bouncing across each other, saying bullshit, and I'm like, these fucking guys, let me out my truck.
Yeah, but again, I think that also comes with like us having to deal with like negative situations together,
Yeah,
where we were the only people we had to rely on.
yeah,
So we kind
Yeah.
of had to learn how to like just, you know, make the best out of like I
A
said,
worse
bad,
a bad
negative
situation.
negative situations where you're just like,
I think she's like that too because there's a lot of times that stuff that happens that you end up laughing about, and you're just like, what are the odds? Right? There's times where you're just like laugh like, what are the odds that this happens?
yeah.
That I lose this or that what I don't know something, but yeah, I've noticed that too yourself. That I admire that too. That you're just like, you make jokes out of a lot of situations,
Yeah.
and it's not funny.
Yeah.
But It's
I am
like
making it funny
like
'cause I'll say something.
you've said either break down crying or I end up making a joke and laughing.
Yeah.
I'd rather laugh about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it is.
Yeah.
Because like you said, you're working on it, but in different aspects. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
there's some where you're just like you do. What is it? Like you react well towards it depending
Yeah.
on the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all the time, like when I be fixing shit, like on my car, I'll be like, "Whoop! If it fucking blows up, well then why now I fucked it up."
Yeah, it's not funny when somebody else is though.
Well, yeah. Are you talking about you?
Yeah,
Oh, it didn't blow up though.
if it's not funny, you joking about it. There's no
It's
point.
funny for me.
There's no point.
Yeah, but you're stressing for no reason.
No, there's a reason.
No,
when you have extra parts, there's a reason.
Weight reduction. That's it. I made it better than Juniors. That's all you need to know.
But yeah. So hope you guys what we're gonna say the tips.
What?
I don't even know.
What did you
My
say?
bad, My bad.
It's too
My bad.
cold. It's too cold out
My
here,
bad.
guys.
So
It could be colder.
you guys you got
Mindset.
some of the tips we're
Gotta come more prepared.
some of the tips for the viewers, the people watching, is set boundaries. Realize what's negative, why they're being negative, where it's coming from, who it is. Learn to accept some people are just going to be negative and you can't do nothing about it.
Yeah.
And that negativity is a part of the real world. No matter where you go, it's going to be there. So you can't just say, oh, I
Avoid
just
it.
cut those people out of my life.
Yeah.
I just don't talk to them. Because the reality is we have to talk to certain people.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
And then be aware of your own negativity.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to be someone's positivity.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys use these tips. If you guys have any other ones, put them down in the comments for other people, for us and for other people, because
Yeah.
we
even
need it
for
too.
us. Yeah.
Yeah. And give us a like if you liked it. Share it if you feel like it's worth sharing to somebody who could use it.
If you didn't like it, still share it. Just,
Yeah.
someone else might.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And hope you guys have a great Monday, man. Get after it and stay fucking savage. Peace.
Later.